Thank you for joining us, Mr. Vinod Sahay, on Motor India Trans Report. We are here at your head office and we wanted to understand your company's strategy, particularly in the truck and bus segment, about phase-wise implementation from BS3 to BS4, and what are your focus in future development of BS6 emission norms.
Thank you, Rajesh, for this opportunity, and welcome to Mahindra Truck and Bus Division. So I think you have asked a very significant and important question. Let me answer it in a couple of ways. First and foremost, I think it's important for all of us, and most importantly for the operators or the truck operators, especially for heavy commercial vehicles, to realize that when it comes to BS3 to BS4 transition, it's a very significant transition. While the country has seen BS1, BS2 and BS3 emission changes also, but when it comes to BS4 and beyond, it's, in my view, it's a dawn of a new era, and all the players, whether it is especially the customers, the fleet operators, the financiers, the OEMs, the dealers, the vendors, all of them need to realize that it's in many ways it's a big shift, and it's not an incremental shift. Now, why do I say that? And I'll give you 4 reasons why I say that. First and foremost, unlike in BS1, BS2, BS3, where a big part of the industry went along with the mechanical engine for commercial vehicles to meet these emission norms, while there were players like us who even in BS3 had electronic engine, but in BS4 everyone had to mandatorily move towards electronic engine. So now is the era of electronic engine, it's no more the mechanical engine. So that's first and foremost a big change. The second most important thing is that BS4 and onwards, invariably to meet the regulation, whichever technology people follow will have to have with some bit of after treatment, which only keeps increasing as you go to BS6 and onwards. Now, the moment you have after treatment, it puts a back pressure on the engine, which reduces the engine's its declared capacity in terms of literage. So world over, when people have moved from Euro 4 onwards, or in India from BS4 onwards, now is the time for the larger engines. So the 5.5 to 6 liter engine in our view is just not sufficient going forward from BS4 onwards when it comes to heavy trucks. People need to be very careful about that. The third most important thing is that along with the change, such a big change in the technology because of the emission norm, there is a big change happening because of GST. Now, because of GST, the interstate transport has become that much more efficient, and because of which truck on an average, if you used to do around heavy trucks around 7,000 to 8,000 kilometers a month, would now do 12 to 15,000 kilometers a month. So average running of truck in a year, which was limited to 90,000 to 1 lakh, may go to a level of 1.5 lakh. So the trucks will be on an average running more. So for the 4-year period, trucks will be covering 5 lakh, 6 lakh kilometers. So where also the need for the larger engine needs to be there, because larger engine has a bit of significant reserve power, which increases the life of the engine, along with giving the reserve power and output in terms of torque. And fourth very important factor which people need to keep in mind while placing a decision about the truck is the fact that BS4 regime is just about there for 2.5 to 3 years in terms of the vehicle production, which means all manufacturers, including us, will shift to BS6 and launch our BS6 trucks sometime around, say, November, December 2019. So unlike BS1, BS2 and BS3, where trucks were produced for 8 to 10 years, BS4 trucks will be produced only for 2.5 years. Where an important question comes is that what happens to these trucks after the country shifts to BS6? So what are the kind of changes manufacturers are going to do when they move their BS4 trucks to BS6 is important consideration for people to make before they make a final decision. For example, people like us, we are right now telling that our current engine is going to be the same engine with which we will move to BS6, because it's a modern 7.2 liter multi-mode fuel smart technology CRDI engine, which may or may not be the case for many people who are using a much smaller size engine, and they may have to go for a larger engine for BS6, which only means that people who have made a significant change in the engine from mechanical to electronic in BS4, and then they are going to change altogether new engine in BS6, the concern around the spare parts availability and resale value of these trucks is something which people should be bothered. So my net conclusion of this is that I appeal to the transporters that when it comes to buying heavy commercial vehicles, especially in today's light of changing dynamics, be very careful. All the consideration and all the parameters which were applicable for BS1, BS2, BS3 may not be applicable for BS4 onwards. Take a right decision, because BS4 onwards, a lot of status quo of earlier is going to change, and you should not be caught in a wrong foot. Having said that, from Mahindra point of view, let me assure you that from BS3 to BS4, our trucks promises remain same. So we are still promising the mileage guarantee, where we say that if our trucks don't give the best fuel fluid efficiency, including AdBlue cost in it, then we are ready to take back the trucks. We also give spare parts guarantee, where we say in all our M Parts Plaza, if the parts are not available, 150 regular parts, then we will give the parts to you free of cost. In service corridors initiative, we have given that Delhi-Bombay route, if we are not able to provide assistance in 2 hours, we will give you hourly compensation, and the same guarantee we are going to extend in many other routes. So as a net package, if you see, we believe strongly that Mahindra Truck and Bus, when it comes to BS4 regime and forward, is probably the best option. And we request all the operators and all the transporters and all the financiers that please progressively look forward while making your decision, and don't look at behind, because as I said, I am just repeating, all the parameters valid for BS1, BS2, BS3 are not valid for BS4 onwards. And you will be happy to know that we are now a clear number 4 player in heavy truck industry, with a substantial difference between us and the next player. When it comes to light commercial vehicle also, we have done a lot of innovative things. So like Blazo, where we were industry first in giving the fuel smart technology, where operator has a choice, or the driver has a choice to pick 3 mode, 170 horsepower light mode, or 230 horsepower medium mode, or 274 horsepower high mode, in the same engine fitted in the same truck. Even in case of light commercial vehicle, now in BS4 we are giving that fuel smart technology, where we are giving 2 options. We gave a mileage guarantee, saying that if our truck does not give the better mileage than his existing truck, he can return the truck, and we have not had a single case of such cases. When it comes to BS4, the best part about Blazo is that the Blazo engine we had already upgraded when we launched Blazo 1.5 years back to BS4. So there is hardly any change. There are actually just about 7 unique parts which have been added. The rest of the truck remains same. In terms of operating economics, the maintenance cost of Blazo BS4 and Blazo BS3 has increased only by 7,200 rupees over a 4-year period. So which means annual increase is just about 2,400 rupees, slightly lower than that. And the best part is that the fuel efficiency guarantee which Blazo we gave in BS3, we are giving actually fluid efficiency guarantee now in BS4 with the most fluid efficient. If not, we are giving the same guarantee of taking the truck back. Because in our internal test trials and some of the customer test reports which we have back-to-back trials we have done, it has come out clearly that Blazo BS4 is giving at the least around 5% better fuel efficiency than any other competitive BS4 trucks. We are sure that it's a matter of time before all the customers realize that, and we look very bright future ahead for our Blazo range of heavy commercial vehicles.
Thank you so much, Mr. Sahay. It was a pleasure speaking to you.
Thank you. Thanks a lot, Rajesh. Thank you.